What a week, huh? What a week. So guys, if you don't know already, or if you live in the cave or something like that, what a week, huh? What a week. So guys, if you don't know already, or if you live in the cave or something like that, two Tomb Raider games have been announced. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis and Tomb Raider Catalyst. So what is amazing about this? The first game is basically the reimagination of the first game. I would like to say reimagination. Yes, it's basically, many game of fan base, they call it remake, but their obvious reason, they told us many years ago that they were going to unify the timelines. If you're interested in the franchise, they said they were going to unify the timelines and make it a much balanced timeline for every fan over the years. So it's gonna be legend timeline, classic timeline, and survivor trilogy timeline combined all together. And we were asking how are they gonna do it? We were asking this question: how are you gonna do this? How will you be able to do this? I mean, it's practically so hard, right? And then we started to see a glimpse of that. First, we got the leak. The photo of Lara in a classic outfit with a Shadow of Tomb Raider close resemblance look, and they were saying she doesn't even look like a woman. It's something else. It's horrible. It's horrendous, horrible like this. So they kept saying that, and it was some discussion that is it legit or something like this. Anyways, and if you remember, by the way, one thing I would like to mention before that. Finally, we got the handstand back. Amazing handstand animation back, by the way. I was so happy when I see this in the trailer. Anyway, if you remember the Shadow of the Tomb Raider ending, the original ending that wasn't deleted, that was deleted. If you remember it, only the OGs know it. In the original ending, there was a letter. Yes, we still see Winston, serving some tea, and then there's a letter in the corner of the room or something like that. And the letter is from Natla, basically. And it in the original plan was like it ties the timeline, it ties the story. Okay, these three games were like the original or origin stories. And then it's over. She's now the Tomb Raider that she's destined to be, and we'll see the rest. But they deleted it. It was a rushed decision. I think it was a mistake by their hand, or it was a final decision that they decided to change it quickly. Well, I think it was a mistake, and they with the first day one update they fixed it very quickly, and the only way to officially play it is buy a CD version and plug in the CD and play the game without updating it. So it's the only official way. Anyway, so they were thinking about that for years, and then we got the remasters. Remasters were a huge success, and the sales numbers, the attention, the interest of the fans, they kept thinking, I believe, okay, the fans are have been begging for the classic look, the return of Lara they always loved, and get to know many years ago that they knew that they tested the waters, I believe, with the remasters too. And then there's a Netflix show is like she's kind of a badass, but it was not a success. It was criticized heavily. It was a meh show at the very best, but I enjoyed it personally. I enjoyed the show. And then we've got it was kind of obvious. There were leaks anyway. We knew something huge was coming up a couple of days before the Game Awards, but to be honest, for many of us Resident Evil and Tomb Raider fans, it was great. I mean, the only games I'm interested in right now, one Resident Evil franchise and two Tomb Raider franchise. So it was great for me, and I know you think the same way. Anyways, it was kind of obvious. The traffic was up above. Let's just say. I mean, We got the season 2 of Netflix show. We got Switch port of the original 2013 game. So we got the remasters back to back. First 3 remasters in 2024 and the later 3 remasters in 2025. So it was kind of obvious they were gonna do something about it. They were testing the waters. And anyways, the Legacy of Atlantis, guys, is the remake of the first, not remake actually, the reimagination of the first game. I think it takes, obviously it doesn't take place in 1996, the original timeline. It takes place between, I think, close to Shadow and the Netflix series. I think shortly after those it takes place, I believe. I don't know the details. If you know any more details, please let me know. I haven't got into it yet, checked into it yet deeply, but she says it's been years. She started with it's been years, but it's etched into my memory. She says something like this in the trailer. So it is obvious that it's been years. And from the Catalyst trailer, we'll get to that later, she is looking older. She looks older and mature, more mature obviously. Anyway, I think it takes place between 2018 and 2026 or 5 or something like that. Maybe in her late, I think it took place in her late 20s, like 28, 29, something like that. And I think in the trailer of the Catalyst, she is, I think, in her mid 30s or something like that. Maybe between, I think, 32 to 36, something like that. I don't know. It's gonna be a problem for a while, because I kept thinking, how are they gonna do this? They were unifying the timelines, obviously. They were gonna get some stuff from Legend timeline as well, I think, at some point. I don't know how, but they will. Maybe some characters, maybe some story arcs. But it's a reimagination, retold of the story. That's why the name is, and that's why at the end she says some legends are meant to be retold. And it's a reimagination and it's a retold of the story. It takes place in unified timeline. By the way, this is gonna be so interesting. Tomb Raider 1 or the Atlantis Adventure, let's just say Atlantis Adventure, the first arc, the original story. There are gonna be 3 variations of it. The one in the classic timeline, the second one in the Legend timeline, and now we have the new unified timeline. It is crazy. So we get the same adaptation. We get 3 adaptations of the first game, basically 3 different timelines, 3 different universes. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be wild to see. I'm so excited for this. At first I was like, man, no, please don't do this, please, no. I was like this, they're gonna ruin it, they're gonna destroy it like they did to all other things. But then, that looks good, that doesn't look so bad. So as long as you keep your expectations checked, I don't think there's going to be any problem. And I think it looks magnificent. I love the new character model. I love the locations and the varieties, and it is so nostalgic and so emotional seeing the Lost Valley, the Mokolo Pack, the caves, the first levels of this classic, the iconic levels of the franchise, T-Rex and Raptors and so on. All of them looks amazing. So I'm really excited about this. It's gonna be released in 2026, and I'm really excited for this. And now Catalyst is, it takes a year now that she's a seasoned adventurer. She's all the experience, she's all witty and sarcastic. It was like, oh, finally she's a badass. By the way, in both trailers she looks badass. She isn't crybaby anymore, and I love it. It is amazing. She's really badass. She knows what to do. And obviously we haven't seen gameplay stuff. It was just an animation, but it was good. I love it. I love the location. It was a blend of obviously Survivor trilogy. It was like a mix of classic Lara and her attitude, her badass behavior, her smart behavior, her fearless look, and the design and look of the latest Lara model, but just more mature, obviously aged a little bit because it takes some years. I mean, there's gonna be a time gap. I mean, it is like, I don't know, the last game was like 8 years time gap, I think there's. So at this point she's pretty much experienced and she knows what to do, she knows what she's doing, and she's pretty good at it. She's a legend, she's a living legend at this point, and like they mentioned, she survived the Dragon's Triangle. Obviously it is her origin story in this timeline, and her adventure in Atlantis, which was the first game, and it's gonna be that game, a legacy of Atlantis, that games. So that I'm really relieved to see both games. I'm really relieved to see both games. So they were busy, and it's gonna be amazing because they're gonna connect two games together. In the second trailer, they talk about the legacy of Atlantis. How she's a legend, how she became a legend, how like people are saying she's untouchable, she's the best, the god at this point. She's the god at this point. Lara, we all know and love, the badass we all know and love. So it looks good. Yes, her character, she looks different, but I take it. It's a good look. It's a different, good look. Still familiar with the newer models, but I'm fine with it. Still looks fine, and I'm pretty excited about this game too. Obviously, we'll learn much more detail in the future, but right now, our main focus is on this amazing reimagination of the first game, The Legacy of Atlantis. So far, the series is in good hands. I would like to say that. I would like to believe that. I don't know, but the remasters got me hyped up, got my hopes up. Not because of the developers, not because of Crystal Dynamics, Amazon Gaming Studio, Embracer Group, anything like that, but because of they care about the fans. They listen, man. I was like, okay, they've been listening. That's a plus, because they denied doing that for years, and it was a huge problem. There was a gap between the fans and the developers, their intention, but I'm glad to see they've been listening for a while, and I'm hopeful, and I want to be that way. Let me see what you think, and let's see your opinion as well in the comment section, and I'll see you guys later. I'm excited. You should be excited too, and I'm pretty sure you are. Bye.